Hey you guys, my crazy frugal life, and it's a what's for dinner. I cooked beans in here earlier, that's what this is. I rinsed it out, but I didn't wash it. I promise it's still good. Because I made some refried beans, and that's what was used in there. So this is Instant Pot chicken salsa. It calls for 1 pound of boneless chicken breast, sea salt and fresh ground pepper to taste, 1 tablespoon avocado oil, which I don't have, so I'll just use regular oil, 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, 1.5 cups of salsa, and 1 cup shredded cheddar or Colby Jack. This is the Farberware, but I still call it an Instapot. Let's see, on the saute, which on this one it's a 9. And then start. Pepper. Salt. Okay. Oil. And then flip them over. Trying not to touch the pot with these. All right, do that. Pepper that side. Salt that side. Okay, now I have to mix the cumin, paprika, and garlic powder together. So let me go do that. And it says just let it do this for a little bit. And if I can find it on Pinterest, I'll link it in the description. And it says to take the garlic powder. It said to mix them, but I'm just going to do it this way. And if I can't find the recipe on Pinterest, I will type it out in the description. Whew, that was way too much. I love cumin. It calls for 1/4 teaspoon, but I'm going to add more because I really like it. And then once you do this, you'll have to flip it again and let it cook for 1 to 2 more minutes. And then you pour your salsa over the chicken breast. This is like an easy dinner. I love doing this one. And it goes really well in tortilla shells. Make it like a burrito. Make some rice and some refried beans. And it is a really good dinner. Because what I usually do is I take it out and I shred it after it's cooked. And that way it fits really good in the tortilla shell. 1. And a half cups of salsa. Stir it around just a little bit. This is the first time that I've made it in the Instant Pot. It doesn't call for any liquid other than the salsa. Alright. Oh, might be helpful if I have my lid. And then set it to high, which I use the chicken setting, which is 6. And then you cook it for 10 minutes. There you go. So easy. So easy. I love this recipe. Alright. It is done. I just quick released it. Hopefully y'all didn't fog up. smells really, really good. I did wash these with soap and water. I'm going to attempt to take it out and put it on a plate. There we go. Now I'm just going to shred it. Okay, and the cheese, it said that you could put it on top of the chicken, or you could put it, wait till you serve it and then put it there. And that's all I'm gonna do on the shredding. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this back into the pot and keep it on warm because it's not time to eat dinner yet. So, all right, that is it. Once we fix our plates, I'll come back to show you our plates. And that's dinner. Here it is, all rolled up. That one kind of split just a little bit, but that's okay. It still tastes good. And then the salad, I just had cucumbers and lettuce and some dressing. And that is dinner. Easy, easy dinner. Alright, you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hey, you guys. Angie from My Crazy Frugal Life. It's what's for dinner for this evening. We are having Instapot broccoli, cheese, and rice. The broccoli I have to cook separate, so I'm not going to show that because I just put it in the pot with some water and boil it. So to start out, so your brown slash sear is the number 9. So need to add the oil. It calls for 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to attempt it with 1. If I need the other one, then I'll put it in there. I have to wait for that to heat up. I guess while that's doing that, I could read you what all is in here. 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 pound and a half of chicken breast that's chopped, 1 onion chopped, 2 cloves of garlic that is minced, salt and pepper to taste, half a packet of ranch, 1½ cups of rice, 1½ cups of chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, ½ cup milk, 2 tablespoons of flour, 1½ cups of frozen broccoli, and 2 cups of shredded cheese. Alright, while this is heating up, I'm going to pause you guys so you're not here forever. Alright, now that that's heated up, I need to come over here, get the chicken, put the chicken in, and your onion. Phew, I'm glad I had this chopper. That is a very strong onion. And all of these meals that I'm doing this week, we've had before. It's just that I didn't record them. So. It does cook 3 or 4 minutes till chicken is no longer pink. It's going to take a little bit longer than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause you guys so you're not here forever. And I'll be back. Alright, now that that has cooked till it's no longer pink, it calls for garlic. It's supposed to be 2 cloves, but around here you can never have too much garlic or too much onion. So we're going to call that 2 cloves. Then you stir it around for a minute. And I only used 1 tablespoon of the oil, and there's plenty of liquid in here. You can see it right there. Oh, and the burritos that we had last night, the plate that I filmed, once it was done, that was Shane's plate. It was so much food that he had to put the second one into the fridge and ate it for lunch today. So we ended up getting a dinner, him a lunch, myself a lunch, and another lunch out of it. Alright, that has cooked for 1 minute. Add your 1½ cups of chicken broth. There's 1. and a half. And my Worcestershire sauce is way down here. And then 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. 1 and 2. Then stir that around. Then it calls, where's the salt? Salt and pepper to taste. This is kosher salt. That should be good. And then pepper to taste. Shane's not really big on pepper. He likes spicy, but he's not really big on pepper. I don't know why. He's a weird child. That's because he's mine. Have to be weird to be mine. Alright, and then half of a packet of ranch in there. A little for some extra. Stir all that around. 1.5 cups of rice. You want to make sure that your rice is in the liquid. Let's see. It says cook this on high for 5 minutes. Make sure it's sealed. I'm going to pause you. Once it's done, I will bring y'all back. Sorry guys, I forgot to do the flour and the milk. So, half a cup of milk. Because it says while that is cooking in there, whisk up the flour and the milk. So, let's do that. Then 2 tablespoons of flour. My hands are clean. Just washed them because I'm loading the dishwasher as I go. That way my kitchen stays clean. Then you just whisk it. Alright. After it's cooked for however long you have to cook yours, do a quick release. Which, that's what it's doing right now. I had already started it before I cut the camera on. Weasel. Apparently it has a weasel barking. It has your meat, rice, there's veggies, and cheese. So, all in one. Alright. So we take the lid off. Alright, so then you add your milk and flour and make a mess while you're doing it. Don't make a mess while you're doing it. Stir that around. Now, it doesn't call for this, but we like it with mushrooms. And I did drain them. Apparently not that well. There, and then stir those around, and then your 2 cups of cheese, which this is just pretty much half a bag, and it's a 4-cup bag. Same with onion and garlic. I don't think you can really ever have too much cheese. So there's that bag gone. Stir that around. Okay, come over here and get the broccoli. Hopefully it's cooled off because those were bigger chunks of broccoli. And I need to... Don't cut like this because you can cut yourself. But my knives are pretty dull. Throw cheese on the floor. The dogs love me. What can I say? They eat good. Like I said, you can add the mushrooms if you want. You don't have to. We just really like mushrooms. And that's it. I'm gonna put the lid on and keep it on warm until it's time to eat dinner. So once it's time to eat, once I make plates, I will come back to show you guys the plates. Alrighty. And the finished product. I had some of these that the date was about to go out on them, so I went ahead and cooked those too. Alright, you guys, it's what's for dinner. I have black beans that are going in my Farberware Instapot because I don't buy canned black beans. I always buy dried. And all that's in here is just black beans and water. Let's see. Tonight we are having Crock Pot Fiesta chicken. And it calls for black beans. So, let's see. It calls for 2 15-ounces of black beans drained. So, 3/4 of a cup of dry beans is 1 can of beans. So there's 3/4 plus 3/4 in here. Then it calls for 2 15-ounce corn drained. And I do have that. Make sure you're recording. Okay. I do have that. Usually I don't buy canned corn, but I had it in the stockpile. 2 15-ounce salsas. So we have that. 2 ounces of cream cheese softened. That's still in the refrigerator. And 4 chicken quarters. Now, I only have 3 chicken quarters, but I'm leaving everything else the same. Because 4 chicken quarters is like way too much for us. Alright. So, let's put the lid on. Let's plug it in first. That might help. And it is on sealing. Menu. Time. I'm going to put them on for an hour. What I'm going to do, well, I'm going to do an hour 15. Okay, and that's ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and assemble everything else. And go ahead and get the crock pot started because it's already 1 o'clock. And then once these are done, once the beans are done, I'll drain them. Excuse me. I'll drain them and then I'll just throw them in there because they'll still be hot from cooking in the pressure cooker. Okay. So 1, 2, and 3. And I'll leave you guys for a minute so I can wash my hands. You add the corn. It's 1 can. I'll drain the other one. This does make a lot. Once you add the rice and the side, it makes a lot. Which is good because that makes it, and it's a cheaper meal. Add beans, which they're in the process of cooking. Corn and salsa, maybe. Thought I was gonna have to call Sean. There's 1. And 2. And this says cook on low for 4 to 5 hours. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that works. 4 hours works. Temp. Low. Alright. Been a while since I used my slow cooker. And that's pretty much it. Other than I'm going to go ahead and take the cream cheese out of the fridge. That way it could sit out and get room temperature. And then once the black beans, which I'm not going to record that. Once the black beans are done, I'll just throw them into the slow cooker. Alright, you guys. That's it for now. I'll be back. Alright guys, sorry that this was dark earlier, but I only have 2 plugs right here and I couldn't plug in my light. Whew. Sorry. Alright, so it says that once this is done, it is now 5:14. You need to come in here and find your chicken and take it out to shred it. Usually I use chicken breast in this, but I'm trying to get through my chicken quarters that I have in the freezer. So I just used the chicken quarters instead. There's 2. Number 3, where are you? There you are. Alright. I'm going to pause you guys and let this cool off for a little bit before I shred it. I'm gonna go ahead and add the cream cheese though. I don't know what I did with my spoon. And this, even with the cream cheese, I have frozen this and it freezes decently. We just put it into burrito shells whenever I thaw it out and we eat it later. Grab a knife. There's 1. And 2. No, go away. There's a fly in the house. He's like, your food smells good. I want some. Alright, there's that. Let's stir it around. See what I mean? This makes a lot of food, and this is served over rice. But other than the chicken quarters, I don't change anything in it because, like I said, I could freeze it. On a day that I'm not feeling good or I have a whole bunch of other stuff to do, you just take it out the freezer that morning and throw it back in the crock pot. Alright, and that just has to cook for 30 minutes. Alright, I will be back once it's done. And that's what's for dinner. That's the rice and the salsa chicken stuff.